This guy writes, met with this girl twice and kissed. Then the third time, she talked about no expectations and stopped talking to me on the phone. Okay, so you're struggling with the dating phase, maintaining that attraction through that. I'm not new to dating girls, but this one is really keeping me hanging on. Okay, so what you're telling me is you are attached to the results. And even people who aren't new to women that doesn't necessarily mean that they understand women or understand how attraction works, and the vast majority of people just don't. Even people that are good looking, that have had a lot of experience, usually what you'll find is like if they don't have experience, it'll get them in the door, but things will just start to decline. You'll also see this with like men who have a lot of status or money. That gets them oftentimes, even sometimes well to the marriage phase. It's like some women want that certainty, that status. It's like maybe that's kind of the model they've had. It's like, oh, I'll marry a rich guy and have this great lifestyle because it's more fun. And the guy's on his mission, and maybe there are some aspects to it that she's attracted to. But it's like over time, 50% of marriages fail. 65% of second marriages fail. People just don't understand relationships. And oftentimes even the remainder, the majority of those people that remain long term in marriages or relationships, it's like they're just not happy, but they just stay in there for ulterior motives, even though it's like they feel miserable. We've matched on Bumble and went on a date the same night for a drink. All has been good, especially because I'm not a native English speaker, where she is. After a week, we went out again for dinner and pass some more time together than the last time and kissed. Okay, I mean, I personally would have gone for the kiss on the first date, but it's like, well, you got it eventually. And your pace is pretty good as far as one date per week at the beginning stages. The third and last for now, don't assume that, because it's like you're too attached to the result. And when that's the case, when she's rejecting you and then you pursue even further, that's when you start to act weird or creepy or in ways that isn't like really appropriate for the moment. And that's when you start making mistakes, when you do that over pursuit, when she's rejecting you. And that's really the chasing. It's like she's backing off and then you're pursuing more, and you think the answer is to actually just basically increase your pursuing and think that's going to work. In reality, she's just going to basically run from you. It's almost always better to just, when she gives you that resistance, is like you back off. And then you're okay with that. And then with that space, that creates that like uncertainty. She's like, well, did I make a mistake? And then she might start with that space. She starts to wonder about you, which increases her attraction. She starts to talk to her friends about you, like, well, maybe I was wrong. Or starts to like, well, when this happened, actually, I felt really attracted to him. She starts saying, it's just like when you give her that space, her attraction often grows. There's even like, what it is, space makes the heart fonder or something like that. But it really does work. For the majority of the time, at least, it'll be your best option. Sometimes if her attraction, or you've made a big enough mistake, or attraction's low enough, it's like when you back off, it's like she's gone and she'll never reach out to you again because she's not attracted to you. And she might not have been attracted to you even in the first place. And that's something you got to be okay with. But just being able to walk away and mean it is a much stronger position than pursue and then just increase your pursuit. From absolutely nowhere. She said, so he's saying she's coming from nowhere. Yeah, she's coming from a place of her not being attracted to you. She said, I've got something to tell you. When she says that, usually not a good sign. Which is the last thing you want to hear from a girl. Oh, you're the expert now, huh? Okay. She said that she's passing a bad time. What she's going to say, she's not going to give you a straight up answer saying, hey, when you do this and when you act this way, it's like it really turns me off. And me personally, it seems like you are displaying some kind of weak behavior that's turning her off. Otherwise, like she probably would have kept, being attracted to you. But what she's gonna do is she's gonna say something like, "Oh, it's just a bad time," or it's just like, "I'm trying to figure myself out right now," or some kind of boilerplate that's designed to not hurt your feelings. But reality is, it's like she's saying that I'm not attracted to you. She'll say something like, "Well, you deserve somebody better." But it's like all she's saying is like, "You deserve somebody that actually has interest in you because I don't have interest in you." But often guys say, "Oh, that makes sense. That's logical." It's like, "Oh, she doesn't know where she's at in her life right now." Okay, well, what that I'll do then is I'll just wait for her, and then I'll agree to be in friend zone. And when she does get her life together, it's like then I'll be. It's just not the reality though. Even though she says that, it's like it's not really what she's feeling. She said that she's passing a bad time. Some of her friends moved away from the city, and she barely knows me. Okay. And I'm very kind, but I shouldn't have any expectations about a relationship, I guess. Well, you probably focus on the relationship. You're probably moving too fast, and that's freaking her out, and that's turning her off. So don't get in your head, dude, about being full of yourself, thinking you're so experienced. It's like maybe you hooked up with a lot of women, but hooking up is not the same as being in a relationship. We talked just a little until bedtime. What's the purpose of that? You're trying to basically pursue and convince her, and you're probably trying to logic her into changing her mind. You can't try to barter a girl to like you, or try to convince her with logic to like you. It doesn't work. Then radio silence. Yeah. She used to text back the next morning or so. Well, she's already communicated she doesn't want anything to do with you, and then you're still chasing her. So yesterday evening, after almost 2 days, I decided to invite her again for a drink in another place in town. She denied you, and now you're asking her out again. It's like you're just ignoring the signals, dude. You're thinking it's like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm so experienced. It's like, not really, dude. She replied this morning that she already had dinner with a friend. She's like, no. She's like, no, dude. And we may do that some other time. You're like, it's progress. Some other time, it's progress. It's like, nah. You're pursuing her, dude. A little while ago, I texted back to don't keep me hanging on. Well, you're kind of hanging on to her, but you're saying that, in parentheses, about that some other time. Okay. Just to play down. So I don't know if he's trying to like game her out or whatever he's trying to do. It wasn't necessarily clear with that sentence. I have no blue ticks or other fancy features active on WhatsApp, but I'm pretty sure she saw my message. Yeah, she probably did, but she's probably ignoring you, dude. And it's like you can't come to that reality. What should I do next? Forget about her trying to text back in a few days? No. So it's like you kind of already blew your shot. So it's like if you get rejected or she's on the fence about you and you have the huge inclination to reach out to her again and ask her out again, it's like, well, what you want to do is you want to wait fully 2 weeks before you even have any kind of contact with her. You didn't wait that. You waited a couple days, maybe 1 day. And what that 2 weeks is going to kind of give you the best opportunity that, maybe she changed her mind. It gives her that space to kind of wonder. But you only do it twice. So you only do it one more time. It's like you get denied. Maybe you wait 2 more weeks and then you ask her again. If you get denied that time, it's like you're done. It's like you never ask her again. She has to bring up getting together. and you've kind of basically thrown that opportunity, that 2-week opportunity, out the door. So now it's just a matter of, she has to reach out to you, and you don't contact her ever again. Because like, she knows what you want. She knows you want to hang out with her. And so you don't have to just say, hey, do you want to hang out yet? Do you want to hang out yet? Do you want to hang out yet? Bad approach, man. He says, I really didn't expect this, since it seems she changed her idea overnight. Yeah. So it's like, you don't understand that women act in accordance with how they're feeling in a moment. And so that can be the night before, she could have said that she likes you, but now something changed and she feels a completely different way about you in the next day. And that's why with each date, it's like you have to basically restart her attraction, almost like assume you're starting from nothing. And so you have to act in ways that build her attraction with each time you're with her. And that's really one of the big skills with women. Don't think that it accumulates, or don't think that she says that she liked me last week and thinking that she likes you today. It just doesn't work that way. And that can even be like half hour ago. It's like she might have said that she likes you, but then something changed and now she feels like she doesn't like you. And so don't think that she's going to act incongruent with liking you, even if she said it, half hour, 15 minutes ago. So she changed her idea overnight, and that's why I'm here asking you. I mean, right now, dude, it's like you're making a lot of mistakes, and you have like an overconfidence on how good you are at this kind of stuff, but it just seems like you don't understand. But your really only options right now is to just kind of back off completely and let her come to you. And if she doesn't come to you, then you move on and you find somebody else. So you can get the fundamentals for free, covers a lot of the psychology behind how attraction works. And then the other ones are more specific into what you can really apply to repeat success in all three of the phases: pickup, dating, and relationship phases. So you can get all that in the description below, and I'll see you on the next video.